Yeah, hello and welcome here to Deep Space 8K. Our next presentation will give an inside look of today's work of modern ecology. So how do the modern ecologists work by using drones, by using 3D laser scanning and so on. And the presentation will be held by Dr. Stefan Traxler. He's the head of the archaeology here in Upper Austria, and he is really in the cutting edge technology in the use how to really reveal new interesting things in the history of Upper Austria, especially in the field of the Roman history. Dear Stefan, thank you very much for coming, and I'm really looking forward to your presentation right now. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you for the invitation and the introduction, Christoph. It's a really great pleasure to be part of the Ars Electronica festival with an archaeological presentation. It's a best of from projects from the last 5 years, Roman archaeology is for me the subject, and we have a really great empire with the Roman Empire, with this map, incredibly large and successful imperium with 7,500 kilometers boundaries around the sea, and it's the so-called limes. Some parts of the limes, the Antonine Wall, the Hadrian's Wall, the Upper Germanic Ratian limes are UNESCO World Heritage, frontiers of the Roman Empire. And the Danube limes, we are waiting, the application for the Danube limes has been submitted, and we are waiting for the decision of the UNESCO this year. I think in November we will know whether we are also cultural heritage, UNESCO cultural heritage, like the other 3 examples. The map is from the beginning of the 3rd century AD, and you see the black points are the 33 legions which protected the borders of the empire. 33 legions and around 400 smaller units were placed around the empire. And we are talking about 450,000 soldiers. Today we take a look at a very small part of the Imperium Romanum. We are going to the province of Noricum, and Upper Austria was part of this province Noricum, and there we have the fortifications, the limes, and in the hinterland the towns Ovilava Wels and Juvavum Salzburg. Here the details with the Roman settlements, again the towns and the rural settlements, farms and little civil settlements along the streets and so on. But today we have a look at the Danube limes. First we are going from the German border to Oberana, then to Schlegen, and to the Legionary Fortress of Lauriacum Ens. And in the end of this presentation, we have a short look to a very special excavation at a luxury villa located at the lake Atasei. Our first destination is Oberana near Engelhartszell. In October 1840, the first time parts of this fortification were uncovered, and through this, the construction of a gas station access road in 1960, the same building was partially excavated again. It's the same tower here and here, 1840 and 1960, and this is the third tower. We'll see later again. And the problem was, you see it here on this photo, because of the road for the gas station, parts of the building were destroyed. In 2015, we tried to get the maps together. You see the old map from 1840 and the old map from 1960. And this is an old wine cellar below a restaurant, and you see it's the fourth tower. It's part of the fourth tower of this building. In the run-up of the 1818 Upper Austrian State Exhibition, the return of the Legion, the digs were resumed. In 2017, we started to excavate the whole building, and you see this is the tower with the cellar under the earth. Here's the next tower. Sorry, and the destroyed tower is here, and here's the fourth tower. We have a square building with 18 meters square, and the tower approximately 8 to 10 meter wide. And it's a so-called quadriburgus, very strong fortification. This fortification were built from the late 3rd century on, and it's the by far best preserved Roman building in Upper Austria. Because of the state exhibition, we got a protective building, a very large protective building, and you see the situation over the Danube River. The towers offered an excellent view over the Danube, and the Danube was not only one of the northern frontiers of the Roman Empire, it was also the most important east-west connection from Bavaria to the Black Sea. And the traffic was controlled by burgi like this in Oberana. Here's another picture from this great protective structure. And here you see the archaeological remains, the walls inside. A really great surprise was the discovery of this nearly completely preserved bath tube in the tower. We see here another picture, and with the intact Roman wall plaster. Then this is the other tower with the wine cellar inside. The North Tower was integrated in a later building, which was run as a tavern for a long time. The so-called Roman cellar served as a storage space, as wine cellar, and as party room. Here you have the map of this building, the quadriburgus, with the round towers on the corners and an open yard in the middle of the building. And here was a bath integrated, a warm or the hot bath, a caldarium, and a cold bath, a frigidarium with the bassin. And we, of course, tried to make a visualization and reconstruction of this building. Please start the film. The base for the reconstruction is a point cloud that can be shown here in the Ars Electronica, in the Deep Space 2. That's the point cloud on the laser scan. another picture from this 3D visualization from 7 reasons. Next stop is Schlegen. It's a very iconic place in Upper Austria. Everybody in Upper Austria knows this point and this meander of the Danube. And here, here's another picture from 1957, and you see there's no hotel, no camping site. We have the aisles before the Danube was changed because of the Aschach-Kraftwerk, and there the Roman ships had an ideal situation. And a gold coin of the Emperor Diocletian found in 1837 led to the first scientifically motivated excavations in Upper Austria. The map shows the results of this very early research. You see a small fortlet here in the area where today the Hotel Donauschlinge is situated, and you see a small civil settlement along the street. It's nowadays camping site, the Freizeitanlage Schlegen. In georadar measurements carried out in 2013 proved that large sections of the camp walls have been preserved. You see the walls of the camp here in this picture. And that was very important because as a result, Schlegen was added to the tentative list for nominating the Danube Limes as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. And you see the walls, and here is the map with the walls, the Principia, the staff building, and other buildings inside the camp, the 4 doors. Just this one was excavated. And the soldiers' quarters were built out of wood and timber framing. And so in the 1950s, very small remains were found because they were out of wood or timber framing. The new map of Schlegen with the camp, fort, and the civil settlement. And another important result of the geophysical prospection was the rediscovery of this small building in the civil settlement. This building was excavated first time in 1838, and we knew it's a bath building. And now, for the Upper Austrian State Exhibition, The Return of the Legion, we excavated this bath building again, and now it's presented in the Balneum, in this protective structure in Schlegen. And again, a film with the visualization. We are going back 1,800 years, the year 200, the old map from 1938, the point cloud from the 3D laser scan, and the reconstruction of the bath building with the hot bathroom, warm bathroom and a cold bathroom, and other pictures from the settlement from Schlegen in Roman times. The bath building in front, and then we make a picture 1,800 years later, how it looks like now. Now we're going to the most important Roman site in Upper Austria, to Lauriacum Ens. It's located on the confluence of the Danube and the river Enns. And here is the fortress of the Legio Secunda Italica, the second Italian legion. It's one of 33 legionary fortresses around the empire. And so you see the importance of Lauriacum Enns with this legion. One of 33. Rome knows about Lauriacum, not about the small fortifications, but the legionary fortress is very important. It's an elite unit with about 6,000 men. And here a picture, an aerial photograph from Enns with the situation nowadays with the Danube River and the Enns River. We see the old arms of the Danube, and here is the camp. We can still see it in the plan of Enns, of nowadays Enns. In 2015, the Austrian Archaeological Institute made a large-scale geophysical prospection project for the Upper Austrian State exhibition, and many new structures were discovered. We found, for example, a training camp in the north, an economic zone with many kilns here in this area, and very simple and poor building structures in this area for the poor people living in Lauriacum Enns. But the most important discovery were these structures in the north near the Christinerbach and side arm of the Enns River. Here we found the Roman port of Lauriacum Enns, and it's the only known Roman port in Austria, and we hope that we can make some excavations and other research the next years. But now I show you this part of Lauriacum Enns, a slope near the north corner of the Legionary Fortress, and there situated 12 very large lime kilns. In the year 2008, the 4 kilns were discovered during the construction of a connection road. Here you see these 4 kilns. Now the street is running above these kilns. So we decided that we have to excavate another kiln for the Upper Austrian State exhibition, and we decided that this kiln would be the best example. These are the 4 kilns under the street, and this kiln was excavated by archaeologists from the University of Salzburg and from the Upper Austrian State Museum 2016 and 2017. The lime kiln battery, it's the largest known lime kiln battery in the whole Roman Empire. And we were very lucky because the kiln we excavated 2016 and 2017 is very well preserved, and we made, of course, a 3D laser scan too, but this is another method of documentation, 3D documentation, and this is structure from motion. It's 3D out of photographs, and you can visit it at home too at Sketchfab, and let's have a look in the web. Our Kiln 9 shows a very good state of preservation. Its maximum diameter is 3.8 meters, and it has a total height from over 4 meters. This is the access arc. It's 2 meters high, and we are going in the burning chamber, and down is the drain for the ash. For every burning process, a vault was built above the burning chamber, and then the space above this vault was filled with limestones. And we got, from every burning process, the Romans got about 26 cubic meter of lime from out of one kiln. And the Romans, that's the very impressive, run 12 such large kilns. It was quite like an industrial lime production. Here we are in the inner of the kiln that was built from stones, of granite stones. And the kilns are situated in a slope of a conglomerate terrace. And it's only 100 meters to the north corner of the Legionary Fortress. Thank you. Yeah, and of course, we've got another protective building for this archaeological site too. This was finished in spring this year. It's quite new, and you can visit it. You see in the background the north corner of the Legionary Fortress, the tower of Enns with the old town of Enns, and there is the Via Lauriacum, a touristic way from the Museum Lauriacum down to the Legionary Fortress and to our protective building. Here a view in the protective building, and there runs a film too. It's a short version with a visualization again with the reconstruction of our kiln number 9. The base is again the point cloud. And now you see there was not only one kiln, there were 12 such large kilns, the largest lime kiln battery known in the whole Roman Empire in Lauriacum, Enns. In the Museum Lauriacum, there is until February 2021 a special exhibition called Hercules in the Lime Kiln. And it was very interesting for us and very important for knowing more about the life in Lauriacum, Enns, because in our lime kiln we found several thousand small finds. It was used in the late fourth century as an oversized garbage can, and so we got very deep insights in everyday's life of Lauriacum, Enns because of the garbage. The most interesting finds were parts of Roman stone monuments, fragments of Roman stone monuments, and these monuments are all associated with Hercules, with this god, this hero. And here we have a Hercules figurine. The lower part of this Hercules figurine, you see the feet of the hero, and you see the lower part of his club, and the lion skin. And so we know lion skin club, so we know it must be Hercules. And we made a 3D scan, as Electronica Center made a 3D scan for us, and then with very nice colors, 3D prints, which can be visited in the special exhibition 2. The original object left and the 3D prints right. And now you have a little animation again with the reconstruction of this figurine. Half god, Hercules, a very important god for the Legion. Yeah, we move some kilometers in the east, 6 kilometers in the east of Lauriacum Enns are the hotspots, archaeological hotspots of Albing, Stein, and Obersebern. And there we made a very lucky discovery with a drone. We were outside in July 2017 and talked with the owners of these fields whether we can make geophysical prospections. They said, no, it's not okay. We don't know what's happening exactly, and so. And yeah, we said, okay, that's sad, but yeah, we tried again later. But my colleague from the University of Innsbruck had this drone in the car and started a flight. And we were very lucky because we had ideal conditions for aerial photographs. It was a very dry summer, and so we saw just from the photos with the drone the streets, building structures, and parts of the wall of an unknown camp, of an unknown cohort camp with the towers. Here the structures. Again, you have the civil settlement with the streets leading towards the camp, and the building structures along the streets. And here is the corner of a cohort fort with 2 towers, or a third will be here. Just with the drone, we don't need other methods for this plan. And here you have a picture how it looked, how such a settlement and camp looked like. Please start the film left. There you have the data from the ground-penetrating radar, and you again you see the parts. Please start again. The parts of the wall and the towers are coming. That's with this. We made in 2018, but it brought nearly no new evidences as we knew from the drone pictures. Yeah, here you see the pictures from the ground-penetrating radar again, and of course we have a little visualization again. And so you see that's the part of a cohort camp. This part is preserved. The other parts are destroyed from a sidearm of the Danube. Yeah, and here you have the situation with the three camps: a Legionary Fortress from Lauriacum Enns, a further Legionary Fortress of Albing. This fortress never was finished. And then here we have the cohort camp of St. Pantaleon, Erla, Stein, the new camp we found in 2017. And you see all these, sorry. What's happening? Yes. You see all these camps are looking in the same direction. They are looking to the valley of the Iced River, and it's a very important north-south route leading to from the Danube Valley to the Moldau Valley. And so these camps controlled this route. We have another three camps since 2017, and it's even nearly the same story. But Stefan Kroh from the Austrian Archaeological Institute didn't need the drone. He just looked on Google Earth. In August 2017, new aerial pictures from the region were published on Google Earth, and Stefan Kroh looked at these pictures and saw these structures. And here the same with the overlayer from different pictures, different aerial pictures, and you see we have another small fortlets, Roman fortlets. The Austrian Archaeological Institute made geomagnetic prospections, and you see these two camps again, and a third camp here in the east. So we have not only 1, 2, 3, we have in 6 or 8 kilometers 6 Roman camps, and we have the training camp in Enns and maybe earlier smaller camp too. So we have in 8 kilometers 8 Roman forts, and that shows the importance, the military importance of this region. Yeah, some product placement. Many things you see in this presentation are published in the Forschungen in Lauriacum, the history of the camps of the Legio Secunda Italica from Stefan Kroh, some new excavations in the north of Lauriacum Enns published by Helga Sedelmeier, a very important work from Klaus Freitag, the interpretation of the large-scale geophysical surveys in 2015 were published in 2018 in Cannabis et Municipium, in Forschung in Lauriacum number 18, and a very interesting story is the economical factor of a legion for a whole region, and that was published in spring this year in Forschungen in Lauriacum 19. And for all who like not only the scientifically publications, more popular is the book Die Rückkehr der Legion, The Return of the Legion, our book which we published for the Austrian State Exhibition in 2018. There you find many of the stories I told today and many more. Yeah, our last way leads in the south to the Lake Atasei, and now we are in the hinterland of the Limes, and there are, I told at the beginning, many farms and smaller settlements along the streets and the big towns. But on the lakes, there were very luxury villas, and we are very proud about one such a villa located on the Lake Atasei in Vairec am Atasei. And the first mosaic from this villa was discovered in 1767. 67. Very proud about one such a villa located on the Lake Atasei in Vairec am Atasei. And the first mosaic from this villa was discovered in 1767.